Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Obviously, if you've seen in the news right now, Kaspa and a lot of cryptocurrencies are basically up. Today is just kind of like a round table video where we're just going to be taking a little look into the prices, new all-time highs, mainly for Kaspa and Alephium because that's what we've been basically covering this whole time on the channel. So as you can see there, we have a all-time high actually of Kaspa coin. I don't know if it's registered on basically every exchange, but right now it is kind of looking a new all-time high of 1916. As you can see there, it's dropped about 4% since then. We've had this before, where we hit basically the all-time high and it's just under the last all-time high. This happens all the time with Kaspa coin. If we look here on this year chart, we hit up to around 18 there, and then it basically hit up to 18 again, so 19 basically. And if you're kind of looking at it from a perspective of this last all-time high to the next all-time high, basically the next target would be around 24 cents to 23 cents on Kaspa coin. Obviously, all of those who have been mining it, through this kind of bearish market have done very well. When we look on Mine the ASIC, you can see the profitabilities per day are sky high for basically all of the Kaspa ASICs. And the most profitability per day is around $102 from this KS5 Pro. So around maybe 2-3 weeks ago, we did do a video on ROIs, just covering it a little bit for ASICs in general, but I didn't think that we were going to have such a big rise. I thought we were going to be around 6 months before we actually saw massive price increases in the crypto market. And I still think that that is going to be the sentiment. But remember, the bull market, I think, is going to be very short, maybe 40 to 60 days, where we have a massive run up and then it dies down a little bit to settle at a newer price. So just to give you some reference, if we look here, this is on the channel. The first time that we actually mentioned Kaspa coin, I want to say was at least a year ago. If we keep scrolling down, I don't know how this is actually ranked. Maybe we can find the first video. So this one was mining Kaspa coin for 24 hours. Let's just see when this was actually uploaded. So a year ago on the 28th of November 2022. So back then when we were actually mining it on a GPU would have been November 2022. So if we keep going back here, we can show you the price at the time. So it was hovering around 1 cent at the time, basically a 19x increase from when we started mining it with GPUs back in the day. Obviously, we've had a massive price increase. So I just want to say that it has been paying off, all of this GPU mining. If you stuck with the channel for quite a while or stuck with any other mining channels, you probably would have had a nice bag of Kaspa coin right now. And I think the same goes for Alephium. If we go back here and we search for Alephium, our first video is looking around 10 months ago. From what I can see here, maybe Nexa plus Alephium dual mining. That's probably the first one that I can really see Alephium on. Or maybe around here a year ago, but let's just go for this one if you're mining it back then. 10 months ago, maybe July of 2023. Let's see what the price was then. July of 2023. So it was around 19 cents per Alephium, and now it's all the way up to $2.13. So as I said, if you've been sticking with the channel for a while, or with any other mining YouTubers, you've probably got a nice bag of these coins, and they've been doing really well in the markets. And one thing that I did want to note about Alephium is obviously the AN Swap app. We've been basically, this whole strategy for the whole time has been putting half of it into this pounder function or staking the LP here and basically returning more Alephium and AN to us. If we actually look on the AN price now, we can see that it's up to around $14.61 if we go on the max. I know it was a little bit higher, so if that was July of 2023, we're in October of 2023 right there. If we keep going back, so that's not actually max. So basically we started staking around this level, I guess, which is when AN actually started recording its price. So around $1 up to $14. But there obviously has been higher all-time highs. But AN is kind of like an extension of Alephium, where if the Alephium price goes up, the AN price normally goes up, but people do tend to take liquidity out at that point, maybe if they wanted to sell or something like that. And on the Alephium front, if you do have one of these AL boxes, which I recommend that you didn't buy, I know that a lot of people might FOMO into miners, and that's kind of why I'm protecting you guys from that, but I wouldn't have gone into this AL box. It's too much in the price, and the ROIs at the time weren't as great with the FPGAs on the network. However, it does say the payback time's around 6 months, but we don't know how long this price is going to hold on Alephium or on Kaspa coin. Now, one thing I do want to note is that every cryptocurrency is up because Bitcoin is up, basically. If we go cryptocurrencies here and we go by market cap, we can see that every cryptocurrency is up. So to really tell if your cryptocurrency is outperforming Bitcoin, you have to look at everything in a scope of Bitcoin's price. So if you click on settings here, click USD, and you actually change this into Bitcoin right here, you can see the price compared to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's obviously going to be 0%, but then you're going to see which ones are actually outperforming Bitcoin. So in the last hour, 24 hours and 7 days, Ethereum hasn't really been outperforming Bitcoin. Now, if we scroll down, Kaspa has actually moved up a little bit on this chart. For the past hour, it hasn't outperformed Bitcoin, but for the past 7 days, it's outperformed it by 24%. And Kaspa coin is only a handful of them that have outperformed Bitcoin over the last 7 days. BNB, Toncoin, and that's pretty much it until you get down to Kaspa coin. Then you have to go down to this Stacks coin. I've never heard of it. But you can see that most of the actual market is not up compared to Bitcoin. There's a lot of red here within the last 7 days. I know in the last 24 hours, I wouldn't really count that. So we're going based off the last 7 days. We can actually add into a 30-day price range to see what is outperforming Bitcoin on 30 days. So Ethereum is, BNB, Solana, and Lido. Toncoin, obviously, as it was outperforming earlier. Chainlink. And then we have Uniswap, Pepe, Wrapped ETH, which is basically just going to be ETH, and then Kaspa coin. So only a handful of coins are actually outperforming Bitcoin right now. This is one of the main things that you've got to look for in the market, because people see this and they say, oh, this coin's great because it's up, a certain percentage, but is it up against Bitcoin? That's what you really need to ask. Ethereum obviously is with that ETF news and stuff like that. It's obviously going to be outperforming Bitcoin for the past 30 days. I don't know if you can chuck it onto 60 days. No, you can't right here. But it'd be good to see what the outperformance is for the last 60 days as well. So let's bring it back to GPU mining, as that's the root of the channel. As we can see here, the top profitability on a 1490 is currently Pirin hash, and then it drops down to Ironfish, a couple of Pirin hashes sprinkled in. Xano, I don't know why that's in there, for the 7900 XT. There's Conflux and Pirin hash. Zell, I don't really know what the reporting on Zell hash rates or profitability is, because they haven't really released any benchmarks for it, and it doesn't really creep up into the profitability at all, even though it is profitable relative to a lot of these coins on here. So a lot of things obviously come into Kaspa coin and Alephium. This is kind of like a roundup. Alephium Roan upgrade, if you haven't checked out the new video, this is basically explained for basically everything for the Alephium Roan upgrade. And then another thing that's big that's coming to Kaspa coin is these KRC20 tokens. So I believe that they've already tested it on the testnet, and it's going to be coming into mainnet soon. This Roan upgrade is going to be coming in 6 to 7 days, so we'll see how that performs. The main takeaways for the Roan upgrade is basically higher blocks per second on the network and increased dev support. So I just thought I'd make this video just to let you guys know how it's paid off in terms of mining and what we've been mining. I haven't been actually fortunate enough to mine on any GPU or hardware in the UK for quite a while, so anything that we did mine has outperformed basically any of the negative profitability from any sort of electricity price that we were mining at. Also, we're mainly doing solo mining because that's basically more of a speculatively mining way to go if you're doing solo mining with high electricity rates. But as I said, a lot of cryptocurrency is up. Make sure that your cryptocurrency is up against Bitcoin, because then you can get actual real market value of what it is against Bitcoin and see if it's actually outperforming it. And that might be a good pick or a good play, some sort of technical analysis, I don't really know. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Let me know what you've been mining, and let me know kind of when you started mining Kaspa coin and Alephium, if you watched the videos previously, a year or two ago. And hopefully you've made some money out of this and you're still holding on to your Kaspa and Alephium.